Look upon the face of Boethiah and wonder. Raise your arms so that Boethiah may look on them and bestow a blessing. Know that battle is a blessing. Know that death is an eventuality. Know that you are dust in the eyes of Boethiah. Long is the arm of Boethiah, and swift is the blade. Deep is the cut, and subtle is the poison. Worship, O faithful. Pray your death is short. Worship, O faithful. Pray your death is quiet. Worship, O faithful. Worship the glory that is Boethiah. Boethiah is a Daedric prince who rules over deceit, conspiracy, secret plots of murder, assassination, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. This sphere is destructive in nature, and Boethiah's destructiveness comes from inspiring the arms of mortal warriors. Boethiah sees battle as a blessing, and is frequently depicted as a great caped warrior, often in a stoic pose. Despite the dark undertones of Boethiah's sphere and influence on Tamriel, the prince was considered in Morrowind to be one of the three good Daedra, and the anticipation of Almalexia by the old tribunal temple, and one of the reclamations by the new temple. Attribution's share is the plane of oblivion created and ruled over by Boethiah. The realm of Boethiah is described as a country of labyrinthine policy and betrayals, with maze gardens and twisted towers. Back in the Merethic era, Boethiah illuminated the prophet Veloth and his Chimer followers to renounce all ties to the Aldmer and found a new nation based on Daedric principles, what we know as Morrowind today. Boethiah also organized the clan systems that eventually became the basis for the great houses of the Dunmer. In 2E 582, Boethiah had a hand in the formation of Malborn, a secretive cult, mainly found in Deshan, a region in southern Morrowind. The cult was led by the mysterious Magistrix Vox, who seeks to return Morrowind to Daedric worship due to a personal vendetta against Almalexia. There is evidence to suggest that Boethiah also manifests herself at various places in Tamriel as Aspera, especially in the Dragonstar arena, a contest held by Boethiah herself. After the apotheosis of the tribunal, Boethiah is forgotten by the Dunmer. In the Third Era, his shrine northwest of Laoad was in the worst shape and underwater. In 3E 427, Boethiah commanded the Nereverine to help restore his ruined shrine off the coast of Vvardenfell. The Nereverine asked Duma Grolag, a famous sculptor of Caldera, to begin work on a new statue. Using the sketch in the book Boethiah's Glory, the Orcish sculptor built a new shrine for Boethiah over at Carthag Point. After the new shrine was finished, the Nereverine was rewarded with the magical sword called Goldbrand. Boethiah once again awarded a hero with Goldbrand in 3E 433. This time, the recipient was the hero of Kwatch, who traveled to one of the prince's realms in Oblivion to participate in the Tournament of 10 Bloods. After the other 9 challengers were slain, Boethiah declared the hero of Kwatch to be his chosen one. During the Fourth Era, Lord Nereverine was a Thalmor general who led the assault on Cyrodiil during the Great War. Nereverine was said to have been a Boethiah worshipper who intended to bring about a prophecy known as the Culling, the implementation of which involved mass Daedric summoning. A large Boethiah cult operating under his orders was active during the Great War, but Nereverine was defeated in battle and hanged from the White Gold Tower for 33 days. In 4E 201, Boethiah called upon the last Dragonborn to become her new champion. True to form, this involved slaying the old champion. Once the deed was done, Boethiah bestowed the ebony mail upon the Dragonborn. Boethiah was the original god-ancestor of the Dunmer people. Following the deaths of the tribunes and the rise of the new temple, worship of the good Daedra was restored, and Daedric princess like Boethiah came to be known as the Reclamations.
Boethiah is the Daedric prince who rules over deceit, conspiracy, secret plots of murder, assassination, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. While all of this sounds negative, you can spin this as a positive too. He is the Daedric prince of rebellion who inspires mortals to take up arms against authorities and unlawful overthrow of authority. On Earth too, most nations have their past filled with rebellions, coups, assassinations, and not all were done just for the sake of controlling power or for selfish ends. The foundation of many great nations like USA, India, Mexico was tied to rebellion, which may be required for the greater good. This is a beautiful poem, and in geological timescales, our lives are just dust. There's a very interesting quote by Terry Goodkind, an American writer, when he says, "To exist in this vast universe for a speck of time is a great gift of life. Our tiny sliver of time is our gift of life. It is our only life. The universe will go on indifferent to our brief existence. While we are here, we touch not just part of this vastness, but also the lives around us." In Morrowind and Oblivion, you get the magical sword called the Goldbrand from Boethiah, which is enchanted to cause fire damage 10 to 30 points on touch. You can upgrade Goldbrand to Eldenbrand, a sword with superior enchantments, if you are a vampire and have exactly 11,171 gold in your inventory. A script will run, which will show you the message, "Go to hell, Carolina." You will then have Eldenbrand in your inventory instead of Goldbrand. One did some research about this Easter egg, which was later confirmed by Mark Nelson, the developer who put the Easter egg in the game in the first place. So essentially, 11,171 is a reference to Mark Nelson's date of birth, 1st November 1971. Secondly, Mark went to Duke College, which had a basketball team by the name of Duke Blue Devils, where the NBA basketball player Elton Brand played on this team. And regarding the Carolina message, it would appear that the North Carolina Tar Heels are the most hated rivals of Duke Blue Devils. Finally, I would love to know your thoughts on Boethiah, his interactions with the Nereverine, with the hero of Kwatch, and finally the Dragonborn. For me, the quest in Morrowind was a big highlight. If you have any highlights on Boethiah's quests or the lore in general, I would love to hear from you.